This is
How
a
are you?
public meeting.
I've started the recording, but I don't. How do I make it full screen? Oh, right. There's some crazy button there. Okay. Recording.
Thank you. Okay, let's get started. This might be a quick one since we have so few people. But I know I have recorded apologies from SetDev and Brom.
And Michael's on a plane, probably.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
And I sent out the reminder only 1 hour ago, so that could also be why we have a low attendance today. So Naoki didn't put updates into the Etherpad today, so he must be busy. He's probably on his way to Spain or wherever. And so I'll skip over his part unless he joins later and wants to give us a little update on how he's QAing 3 trains at once or 7 trains, Firefox for Android and Firefox OS. I have no idea how he does it. So the Firefox OS update, I talked about Colombia and Venezuela a little bit last week. And I wanted to thank Mozilla Hispano for welcoming Rosanna and Ralph to join their meetup 2 weeks
And
ago.
Ricky.
And Ricky to help us understand their workflows and how we can work together. And we will be putting together a project page as requested to communicate, what we have for English and what our priorities are for L10N and our goals. So thanks for that feedback. What we currently have is we're just using the dashboards that are built into the SUMO website, and then one article page that describes, all the stuff we want to do for English. So we'll add another project page that describes more about the priorities and the goals for L10N. So thanks for that feedback. Thanks also to the Aviary Poland community for welcoming Madalena to their meetup last week. They also need a project plan, so we'll work on that. That will be the same project plan for Firefox OS L10N. And so we can outline what they can prioritize as far as the articles once we get the English stabilized. And I wanted to also thank our contributor FXA90ID for also going along to the meetup and for localizing content in Polish and for onboarding a new member to help with Polish localization. That's awesome. He has joined this meeting by animation in the past. So we welcome you to come back if you like. We did have help article day last week, so thanks for everyone who was contributing to that. Swarnava, Youssef, thank you for all your work. Thanks to Iwu for localizing Firefox OS content to Japanese. That's awesome. And again, we continue to work hard on English content, filling the gaps. We have still a list of things that need to be covered and a lot of TBD sections that still need to be filled out in the existing articles. So thanks for your work on the English content and for adding meaningful headings and graphics. Those really make the articles much more helpful. Oh, I added in here. I just wanted to follow up on the keyword analysis and search stuff that we talked about last week. Fear 56 did try this from his Canadian location, and he did get MDN as the top result. And so we should continue to explore this. I didn't know if any of you guys had a chance to try this week, if you had your own feedback from your locations and the results you get, if you get different results when you're logged in or not to Google, or how you think the Google results are for Firefox OS help articles, if they're right, if they're as good as we can get, or if there's things we can do to optimize. Thoughts? Nope. Haven't tried it? Try it. All right, so search Google and see what Firefox OS help articles you get, and if you get them, what you think you should get. And if you don't, let's figure out how to fix it. And then I kept the list from last week for the additional things that we need to document for Firefox OS, the FAQ and the browser in particular. Still no word on Geeks Phone just yet, but hopefully they'll be shipping soon. And there is a Firefox OS meetup for engineering next week in Spain, so there might be
Hi,
fewer
Andrew.
updates.
Hi,
Hey,
Andrew.
Andrew. Welcome. We might have fewer Firefox OS updates next week because all of the engineers and a lot of the product team managers will be in a meetup, and they usually cancel their regular meetings during those weeks. So I also put in here wondering if there are updates on the videos that Michael Verdi started last week. Eli, are there any updates? Or I know he's at a conference, so maybe he hasn't done any more.
Yeah, he's been in a conference for Monday and Tuesday, and he was
Okay.
been traveling today. So no, don't expect anything. I don't have the outcome as on Friday. I know that there were like a couple of them done. Uh, I'll talk to him tomorrow probably about it.
Okay. Cool. Are there questions about Firefox OS and what we're doing? Or things you heard this week that you have questions about, or that anyone wanted to mention things that you're doing for Firefox OS? Okay. Roland, you want to give an Android update?
Yep, we have had a great release overall for Firefox 20 since April the 2nd. I'm still looking at input because, well, input changed a little bit when we moved to the new input server, but we have a lower crash rate, that's for sure. We have some minor issues. Well, of course, they're not minor if they affect you, but overall, they're minor. Removal of quit, which you can add with the Quit Now add-on, and there's a multi-window support on Samsung tablets that people have not been happy because we removed it, and some other issues. But overall, pretty good. The engineering effort into fixing SQL database deadlocks and other SQL-like other database-related stuff appears to be paying off. And we apparently are going to release a 2001.
The SQL
Which
stuff
has
was
some more
paying off
database.
for the crashes. I'm sorry, that's related. The SQL stuff was related to the crashes. Yeah.
Crashing an upgrade, crashing a startup, which we observed in 17, 18, and 19, and didn't really have any set of steps to reproduce. So the engineering team looked at the code, and Finkel and Blasi's engineering team, looked at the code and found some potential areas, and it appears to be paying off.
Cool.
Yeah, so that's good. We are looking at Firefox 21 documents with Michael for Android and desktop. And I haven't found anything that we need to document because all we have in 21 is open fonts, and we have a whole bunch of features that aren't really user facing. However, something always comes up. So I linked to the thread of the technical writing program for 21. I believe we do not have to write any documents. But if we do, please put it in there and we'll write it together. The technical writing program for Firefox 22 will start in approximately 4 weeks. Until then, if you're new and want to help out, well, we have the, you can email me or IRC me. We have the needs changes. Or you could help out with Firefox OS articles or desktop articles. Any or all of those things would be greatly appreciated. We're one team working across multiple products. Slightly off topic, but related, is there is an MDN. MDN is the Developer API Documentation Team, Mozilla Developer Network, I guess. And they are having a sprint in Vancouver for Firefox OS primarily, but of course for any sort of developer docs. Friday, April 26th, Sunday 28th. I could arrange to meet you if you want to work on SUMO. Well, I'll be in the office on Friday. It's all day Friday, all day Saturday, all day Sunday. I'll be in the office on Friday. I would love to see you. I mean, I guess, Andrew, you can't drive from Edmonton or Calgary or wherever you are and come down. It's only a 7-hour drive.
Yeah, what's 7 hours?
If you can, or if anybody who's into this recording, please contact me and I will make sure you're taken care of by me or other people. We're friendly. It's awesome.
You are friendly and awesome. And so is Janet Swisher. She's leading the sprint, right?
Yeah, she's awesome. She'll be there. Janet Swisher, Ali. I believe Sheppy will be there. What's his name? Eric Shepard, aka Sheppy on IRC. I think all the team will be down there, the MDN team.
Cool.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm for sure Janet, and I suspect Eric and other people. Ali Spivak, the head manager. That's it.
That's great. Thank you. Busy times, but it's not as busy when you have a good release. That's great. So we won't have a minor for mobile.
We have a what?
A minor release or a micro release.
Yeah, we're gonna have. I believe. Well, it hasn't been confirmed. It's kind of weird. We have marketplace removal. For some reason, I'm not quite sure of the business development or partner nuances, but apparently we're having a 2001, not because we're crashing, not because of security fixes, but because we need to remove the Firefox Marketplace promo from Firefox for Android. But it's still not 100% confirmed. And we're going to slip in another SQL database fix issue in there too, so as a ride-along if we do this release. So if that happens, it'll be released tomorrow or Friday or next week.
Okay, and we'll just get rid of the documentation, I guess. Or tag it with for not Firefox 20. Right?
Yeah, it's fine. We don't have any documentation on Marketplace, do we, for Android?
Yeah, we do.
Okay. All right. Looking.
It is there. Okay. Cool. Thank you for that update. Are there other things people want to bring up for this meeting? It's so small this week. What's this? Patrick, you added something. What's this?
I didn't add anything. I think that was a holdover from the last meeting.
Oh,
I'm a different shade of pink than that pink.
You are. That was someone else last week. Oh, John 99. It says J99. Remind reviewers and editors to look for discussions and notes before editing work in progress. Oh. Or wiping out changes that are being discussed. Oh, yeah, there is a long discussion about the Firefox for Android FAQ.
Yeah.
On the KB article discussion thread
Yep.
that I've been not really following closely. But there's discussion about splitting it up, which it is a giant FAQ article. But that was kind of the point, was to make one big article with no graphics, only steps,
Mhm,
so people could just scan the whole list, which is sort of a different way to get content, but one that's commonly known. That
mhm.
was my thought when I first made the article, but I'm not married to that. If people want to split it up into smaller articles, it's perfectly fine. The most
I think
important thing is that it's up to date, and there's probably steps in there that should be that may be out of date. The most important thing is to make them accurate and up to date to me. Go ahead, Roland.
yeah,
Sorry.
I agree. And also, I believe that we're taking the small chunk approach with Firefox OS, so we should monitor that, see how that works
Yeah,
with Firefox OS, and if that works, we should do the same thing in Android.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, it's really difficult because you can edit other people's changes, so you just have to be careful to always refresh the history and look. Um, I don't really, yeah, I don't really have a solution.
yeah. And it shouldn't be possible to wipe out changes. I mean, we should always be able to roll them back, or they should always be contained in an edit, that we can put them back. But as sort of a best practice, we don't want to overwrite other people's work. It's always better to just make additive changes,
Yeah,
um,
and
if possible.
it is easy to miss the discussion tab, the discussion portion of a KB article. It is,
Yeah.
if you're not monitoring that, you could do what we like to call a drive-by, quote unquote. You see the article, it's wrong, you feel it so strongly that you must change it, but you don't realize that in the discussion, if you click on discussion, two two or three folks are talking about it, which is
Yeah.
why it's wrong. So it's hard. It's like, would it be cool if somehow we could say, hey, there's a thread about this that's been updated in the last week. Perhaps you should not submit your changes until you've read the thread. We need artificial intelligence.
Well, and sometimes we do just put a note in the comments for an edit saying I'm doing this because of the discussion thread. Check that.
Yeah,
So that's one way to do it. But again, you can't really break it. Submitting a new change doesn't break an old change, um, or it
yeah,
shouldn't.
yeah. It is a wiki after
So
all.
it's no biggie. Yeah, it's good for people just to be getting involved in the Firefox for Android article development. That's kind of awesome. When I saw that thread, I was like, yay! Someone cares enough to rip this article apart into small chunks. That's awesome. um,
Yeah, so my
so
position when I'll reply on the thread is that we should just keep it the way it is. Let's make sure the steps are correct. And let's consider breaking it up after we see the Firefox for Android results, um, because it's effectively the chunks in the Firefox for Android are small and are designed. Well, we could do it right now as an experiment, but I don't, who's going to collect the data? I'm
well,
so busy
we
running
should
the.
look also at the helpfulness data for the article that we currently have and see if it's crap. If it's like 50% helpful, then we probably should do something to fix it. If it's more than 70 or 75% helpful, on the graph, then it's probably safe to keep it how it is. Um,
It
Okay.
is quite okay, although the amount of votes,
Small.
it's fairly small. So yeah, we have like 20 votes. We used to have 20 votes until December. Mm, I don't know what happened in December. Do we put this on the hot topics or something like that?
It's not on the hot topic.
no,
Now we have like 50 votes. Uh, I don't know how many visits we have. So we changed the thingy, and it's pretty hard to check anything. But luckily, I'm on Google Analytics, as and I can check this out really, really quick. Because again, it doesn't seem to be bad in general. Is the significance of that good or bad? It's could be
Yeah.
not that big. Uh, you can give me another 15 seconds. I can give you the ratio.
We have 15 seconds to
Okay,
spare.
Just for you.
12,
Yeah.
10. Okay.
9, 8,
So
7.
you know how to count in Spanish.
Oh,
You,
yes, it's called
then,
Filipino Spanish. It's bad.
uh,
Go.
gosh,
On.
where did it go? The tab. Here we go. It's Firefox Android FAQ. Firefox Android FAQ. What I think is that it has really low visits. I mean, the number of visits, yeah, it's really, really tiny. So we have, it is significant. Yeah, the thing is that we have like 200 people a day visiting the article, and about 50 of them vote, and about 50 of them say that it's good. So it's probably helpful, for the people who are looking at it. It's probably good. So yeah, that's my answer. That's my contribution for the day.
Thank you.
Fantastic. I like it.
I mean, when I'm speaking about just not doing more work, that's usually good stuff, right? It's appreciated. So yeah, I think
Uh,
that if somebody has a really strong opinion, we can test something else, but there's no major indication that it actually has a really good ratio in terms of people saying that it's good compared to other articles where the votes are way worse and we are keeping them.
yeah.
We could take a look to somebody has a really strong opinion. We could take a look to the comments on the negative votes, but I don't. Yeah, I wouldn't spend much time on an article who just has 200 views a day.
So, so that's a problem you can own though, right? How do we get more
Me
than 200 visits a day? Yes.
and this FAQ one, you could add it to the hot topics if you want.
No, I mean, I think it's a general reach question for the whole site, right?
Oh yeah, yeah,
How do
yeah.
we get
No,
more visits to the articles in
totally.
general?
I think that the main question is how can we engage better with the people who are landing on our support site, and that's something that we're looking into. It's one of my obsessions.
Yep. Okay, Patrick, did you have any updates you want to make today?
No, I don't.
Okay, Andrew, any
Nope.
updates? Okay, I think that's the agenda. Thanks everyone for coming, for all your hard work on Firefox OS and
Now let's keep
Firefox
working.
for Android. What's that?
Yeah, I really think that I don't mind people working on Firefox OS until we finished all the English articles. You guys, it's quite okay to switch from Android to Firefox OS. It's my last word. We need that
That's your
little
last
little
word.
bunch of extra help. You know, I'll probably be doing a little bit of that. I will be doing a little bit of Firefox for OS stuff. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff still to cover.
There's
Video,
quite
gallery,
yeah
browser.
yeah.
Um, yeah, on and on. Not too
And
much really, but at least there's probably a dozen articles we could still write to get
yeah.
real
If
more
you're
complete
confused
coverage.
or unsure, I'm sure you're not confused, but if you're unsure, please ask Michelle, all right?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, thanks everyone.
Awesome, guys.
Have a great
Have a
week.
good, yeah, you too. Bye.
Bye.